Namaste, angels. This is going to be our Cancer new moon and the partial solar eclipse reading, or I think it's called an annular solar eclipse. Don't quote me, but I think it's like ANNULAR solar eclipse. This is our reading for whatever it's called. And it covers the period of today, June 21st through July 4th, because the full moon and penumbral lunar eclipse occurs 13 degrees Capricorn on the 5th. So 12:44 a.m., right after you do maybe your fireworks, you'll also, or while you're doing your fireworks, you'll on the 4th, you'll probably also see the full moon. Those of you who live in the United States and would be celebrating, America's Independence Day, and and those of you who are not tired of the fireworks, I don't know where everybody lives, but up here in the north, right, like New York, New Jersey, I know in the state of New York, our governor said that the illegal fireworks sales are up 4,000%, and people have been doing fireworks every single day. So if you're not sick of them yet, by July 4th, same time as you're doing those, you'll have a beautiful full moon above in the sky to also look at. So let's get right into it, beginning with today, some things that'll be going on during this period. June 21st, 2:41 a.m., the new moon, and yes, annular solar eclipse occurred. I should have just looked at my notes, right? 0 degrees Cancer. On June 23rd at 12:32 a.m., Neptune goes retrograde, 20 degrees Pisces. So Neptune, which is Pisces ruler, goes retrograde in that sign. On the 25th of June at 2:48 a.m., Venus goes direct in Gemini. So a similar situation. Venus, which is a ruler of Gemini, has been or is currently retrograde in that sign, but goes direct on June 25th at 2:48 a.m., 5 degrees Gemini. June 27th at 9:45 p.m., Mars, the ruler of the sign of Aries, as well as Scorpio in part, enters Aries at 0 degrees. June 28th at 4:16 a.m., we'll experience the quarter moon, 7 degrees Libra. June 30th at 1:46 a.m., Jupiter, the ruler of the sign of Sagittarius, will be conjunct Pluto, the other ruler of the sign of Scorpio. And both are located and retrograde in Capricorn presently. They will both be at 24 degrees Capricorn, conjunct. July 1st at 7:37 p.m., Saturn goes retrograde, or Saturn retrograde enters Capricorn, which it rules. So that'll be 3 signs retrograde, three planets rather, retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. Ugh. Three planets. What is wrong with me? 3 planets retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. Jeez. And then again, lastly, July 5th at 12:44 a.m., the full moon and penumbral lunar eclipse, 13 degrees Capricorn. So that will be joining those 3 planets. So technically it's like 4 planets or 4 bodies that will be located there at the same time with some pretty heavy energy. All right, so we know what's going on in between. Let me just give you my feelings on the new moon very quickly. So, and it's based on the cards and also what Cancer rules. So let me tell you what Cancer rules. The chest, the breasts in terms of body, the stomach. It also rules, it's the 4th house of the zodiac, so it rules home and family. And I saw a few cards connected to mother. Cancer is also representative of a mother energy and, tied to things like ancestry in general, a caretaker, or maybe specifically a female caretaker or a mother, your roots like heritage, feelings of security, community and neighborhood matters, maybe even pets and stuff could be involved. Most directly our parents. And again, I've seen a lot of cards tied to mother energy, and Cancer itself is tied to mother energy. And in fact, the moon is very at home in the sign of Cancer because the moon is Cancer's ruler. And the moon is representative of feminine energy or mother energy, as is the sign that it rules, Cancer. So I think based on, again, what the cards that are here and those things, that somebody's mother or female and or feminine energy getting over maybe some sort of illness or other difficult time that maybe involve the chest. So it could be something like COVID, like difficulty breathing, or pulmonary condition, or breasts. Or maybe there's a female situation now that you need to take care of, or during this period. Like maybe it's time for your GYN appointment, or like to get your mammogram or something, or your breast, to do a breast check in general, either yourself or to have a doctor or somebody perform one, a manual one. Then somebody's mother could have been recently ill, and then this is going to be a recovery period for them where they get their strength back or things get better. There could be or have been a relationship, a strained relationship between mother and child, and I would say maybe specifically mother and daughter. And I don't know if you're the mother or you're the daughter, but I see the potential for recovery and of the healing of those relationships also in the cards and the energy. So let's get started. I'm beginning with, I have here to use my Keepers of the Light Oracle. I'm beginning with Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer that you seek. Trust what you know. Also upright is Dharma unfolding. Remember that you're on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. And I think many of us are gonna be on a brand new path. This is the third reading that I've done for the collective this week, and I've seen the Fool a number of times. And the Fool for me is not only representative of a new situation for you, something new, but it's like a path that you've never been on before, you never walked before. It's a totally new adventure, so to speak. From the Animal and Angel Tarots, beginning with Major Arcana card 12, Awakening, which is actually the Hanged Man in the tarot and represents the sign of Pisces. Again, we talked about how during this period, Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, goes retrograde in that sign. So that may be why this is showing up. Look at things from a different perspective. You're at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. Also, up right behind that is the Ten of Earth, the Ten of Pentacles, a very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. This could be very Cancer moon. Yes, the Hangman most directly is attached to the sign of Pisces, but it could be representative of a Cancer moon effect or feel, or maybe something that Neptune is doing. Neptune rules higher love. So the most deepest depths of our souls, our true love, and that could be, connected to family, friends, romantic interests. Our truest and deepest feelings are ruled by the sign of Pisces and the planet Neptune. So maybe that's why the Ten of Water is showing up here too. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and you have trustworthy relationships. Also upright is the Three of Fire, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So again, something's getting better, something's improving, and it may be somebody's actual health or a community situation, whether that community is representative of your friends and or your family, or your a larger neighborhood or community, or things like what's going on around the country, around the globe, even. And so it's not going to be, fixed overnight, but we're almost there. We're headed there, and we can plan for things to be better. May involve us taking the lead, though, or making some sort of, taking some sort of initiative. With Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor, which represents the planet Mars, again, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio, which enters the sign of Aries during this period. So that may be why this is here. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, and leadership. All very important when that shows up. And the Ace of Spring, or Ace of Wands, a wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still need to leap into action and passionately pursue every possibility. So this may be tied to some sort of material or financial abundance, or to a relationship and an opportunity to heal it or improve it, rekindle it, something like that. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or a promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment. But this one was actually upside down. Right behind it is Major Arcana card 8, Justice, also in reverse or upside down. So this abundance, again, not tomorrow. There's some sort of delay. It's not going to be immediate, but this is something that is coming. And again, this is also another 8. Right, so Major Arcana card 8, and then the 8 of Spring or Wands, also in reverse right behind that. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. So this is also attached to delay. When the 8 of Wands is in reverse, it's often about some sort of communication or something that is going to come in, whether it's we receive something in the mail or a call or a text that gives way to an opportunity, but something has it held up. So if you're waiting for something in the mail, it's delayed. You're waiting for a response from somebody, from a job or something. You're not going to get it in the time frame that you want it, but it's still coming from the looks of this. All right, what the cards are saying. After that, we have Mother Mary and Nurture Yourself from the Ascended Masters deck. And again, I think that for some people, this is directly tied to their mother or to you, to them, as a mother yourself, and or a female, and or a feminine archetype, feminine energy. And it can be directly tied to some sort of female condition or concern or something like that. But there's another sign of positivity also right behind Mother Mary, and it is yes, with Lord Ganesha also upright. And this tends to mean for me, yes, I'm going to remove, whatever obstacles have been in your way. Giving way to perhaps, or allowing for miracles to occur in your life, because maybe you saw no way for the obstacle to be lifted, and all of a sudden Ganesha comes barreling down through your path and clears everything away. 5 of Cups in reverse is indicative of having recently maybe been through, again, a difficult time or something, but a sign that things are improving. We have also the 5 of Swords. So 2 5s back to back, both in reverse. It could be indicative of some sort of difficulty, perhaps between a fire sign. Not a fire sign. Well, maybe a fire sign. But I meant to say a water sign and an air sign, although these are not court cards. And the 5 of Swords reminds us that we don't have to fight every battle. Something may come up and we may be tempted initially to fire off a response that's going to spiral out of control or something. And maybe you just want to dial it back. Stop, think about what you're going to say, what you're going to do, and dial it back. These can also be connected to Mercury retrograde. Remember I said it's at 5 degrees Gemini? I'm sorry, 5 degrees Cancer. Mercury located in Cancer and in retrograde, 5 degrees Cancer. And lastly, very appropriately for the new moon and the solar eclipse, both of those things are about new starts, fresh starts, new opportunities, and we have welcome the new. Behind that, we have also upright sentimental feelings. Maybe we're feeling nostalgic about something. I'll ask you guys again or thank you guys again for bearing with me with my nails. New York has not yet entered phase 2 of reopening, but as soon as I'm able to go to a nail salon, I will. Most recently, so now this one, the acrylic, instead of trying to crack from the bottom, cracked from the top, so it didn't take my whole real nail with it. So that's better, but I know it looks kind of crazy. All right, so we're going to do the first spread with the butterfly deck here. So I'll just take these. You know what? No, let me do the Rider-Waite. Let me do the Rider-Waite, and I'll try to do that quickly. I often spend a lot of time in the Rider-Waite, but I'll try to do it faster. I just want to see what different energy comes up specifically tied to the new moon for each element. So again, this is our overall energy. Oh, you see? It's not even, it's supposed to be in reverse. Okay, now this is our overall energy, and then they should be, I don't want to reveal anything to even myself. All right, yes, in the right direction. For the element of fire, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, your card is Judgment in reverse. This might have been your card in another reading or the same placement this weekend. I don't recall, but it just feels very familiar. Whether it is or it isn't, Judgment represents most directly the sign of Scorpio and the planet Pluto, again, which is currently retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. And it's largely about not rushing to judgment about yourself or other people, and letting go of like guilt feelings or negative emotions and things of negative feelings of attachment. So things like guilt and blame and regret and resentment and the inability to forgive and, lacking compassion and maybe low self-esteem in yourself and fear, ego, pride, all of these things, they hold you back when you believe them about yourself or attempt to impose them upon other people. Judgment is a super positive card, so we don't want to, muck it up with negativity like that. It's about abundance that's earned, so it could very well be tied to that 3 of Wands that we saw. The abundance is coming, it is near, it's becoming tangible. You can start to see it take shape, but it's going to require a little bit more patience, perhaps, for it to fully come to us and fully form, and that may be why it's in reverse. Judgment, also known for representing second time around, second chances, so that can be in any area of your life, maybe, again, with somebody's health all of a sudden improving. And that's a second chance, a second lease on life, as they say, or a second chance to heal a relationship with a friend, a family member, a romantic interest, a business connection, something. Second chance, to work at a job or to start a relationship or to rekindle a relationship, things like that. Could be somebody working on their second marriage, all of those things. Most important, I would say, abundance that is earned, but again, there is delay involved, likely because of the retrograde. So it's in reverse or backward, just like Pluto, appears to be right now in the sky. The earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, Taurus, this is your energy, straight up and down. Major Arcana card 3, the Empress. The Empress is who? The goddess Venus, or the planet Venus, ruler of the signs of Taurus and Libra, and the esoteric ruler of the sign of Gemini. So, and it's also that mother energy that I was talking about. So maybe an earth sign, and maybe most specifically Taurus, could be attached to what I was feeling or picking up about mothers or mother figures or females, the feminine body, and dealing with maybe different health concerns, or just the need to take care of yourself or treat yourself because you've been taking such care of everybody else and maybe neglecting yourself a little bit. Not necessarily that it just shows. As a matter of fact, I don't think it does show, because the Empress is also super attractive to everybody. So I think people are impressed with how well you're balancing everything and holding everything together. But it's different on the inside, or in terms of what our needs are as human beings, as women, perhaps. And again, in terms of our health, some certain things we need to stay on top of, and you're guided definitely to do that. So also, You may find people being extremely attracted to you in different areas of your life. It can be, again, romantic interest potentially, something for a job. You know, they say, I like this one, you know, and maybe you didn't even apply for something, but you know, somebody hears you speak, or, you know, they like this guy, I was watching like the amateur version of his video yesterday on YouTube, and now it's all over like social media. Occupy, you know, whatever it is like forwarding it around. This guy that went off on his school board. So it could be like that, like somebody overhears you or something, and you know, and they're just very taken with you, and it can turn into something much larger and abundant for you, because Venus is the planet of abundance, the planet of love. Also here, this is a card of fertility. We could find ourselves pregnant, or again, maybe it's time for you to go to the GYN. Somebody may have recently had a high risk pregnancy or difficult pregnancy, and we're recovering from that, or things are getting better there. Maybe an ectopic pregnancy or difficulty with, you know, what am I seeing here? Maybe with some sort of birth control or something. Or, you know, maybe having found a lump and, you know, needing to get that taken care of. Again, I'm seeing recovery. I'm seeing things that, you know, getting better, even for those who had been ill. And that's, again, what our overall energy says. So each of us have to take our individual card into account with also the overall energy, which is about things improving. And it says to us, it's very important not to get stuck in things that are like over and done with. So where you did have some sort of difficulty, and it is like directly connected to the Five of Swords, it was also in reverse, and some sort of conflict. Again, maybe issues between mother and child, or more specifically, mother and daughter, or something like that. Like, don't harp on how you got there. You may need to address it. You know, you don't want to sweep it under the rug, but don't get stuck in the past. If it's something with a partner, romantic interest, okay, we've come back together. We had been separated for a while. We're going to talk this thing out. Mercury, again, also located in Cancer right now, but retrograde. So it's very easy for miscommunication to happen. You don't want to get stuck on past issues and bringing up the same things. Any conversations that you have, you want them to be forward moving for you, progressive for you. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is Major Arcana card 17. So it's another 8 also. The star, which most directly represents the sign of Aquarius. So it's appropriate here. It's a super positive card about communication. So maybe communication that you weren't expecting to have, that you've been hoping to have. An opportunity arises that allows you to do that. It is about potentially things like online dating or other hookups or connections, again, communications involving some sort of technical means. So we're texting, or we're sending pictures or video or FaceTime, or we're going on a web meeting or something, Zoom, WebEx, whatever it is that you're into, Skype, all of that. But maybe more importantly, the star is about our prayers being answered, our wishes being granted, our dreams coming true, those things that we focused on and attempted to manifest actually coming to fruition. It says that you're probably likely always a positive, upbeat, maybe even bubbly type of person. But if you're used to thinking positively, you're inclined to normally think positive. Right now, you want to, in a more focused way and conscious way, definitely make sure that you do take advantage of this very special opportunity for you to manifest all that you need, want, desire right now within this like 2-week period. It's like basically like, you know, what can go wrong for you? And I think that we may have gotten this card in this same placement in another reading this week as well. So I'm feeling really good about it. I know the star has shown up several times this weekend, as has judgment, to be honest with you. Also, we should think big in terms of the manifestation. You know, don't limit yourself to, I hope I get that, $100 to pay my, I don't know, my little bill here or something like that. I mean, yes, if that's something you need, absolutely focus on it, pray on it. But this could even be like a time like I really need or want a new car, and I don't know how it's going to come, but you dear universe, please send it to me. And this is the period where those kind of things can be manifested for you, especially those of us who share like any cross energy here. Like I myself am both an Aquarius and a Gemini. So I have that tied energy, that shared energy. And my Venus is also located in Gemini, where she currently is. So extra of that energy. And then many of you are going to have the same thing be true in your life. Water signs, Cancer, and this is your time, so I know your card's going to be good. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I was trying to go in order. The Knight of Cups in reverse. This is not only your energy, but it's an amazing card. In love, this can definitely be about you being swept off your feet. You know what? I'm going to pull some cards and clarify these for from the love deck. But it can definitely be that. In other areas of life, let me give you general. It's about things going well, but you possibly feeling that there's too much going on and just feeling like a little bit overwhelmed. And so this is like your energy with, it's like spilling out because I'm okay, it's too much. So it's telling you to prioritize, but specifically in the area of love, not only might you meet somebody or rekindle a relationship with somebody, but very unexpectedly, they could swoop in and totally romance, your pants off, as they say, your socks off. Yeah, let's use that universal love oracle to further clarify these. So again, the overall energy here was miracles. I don't mind shuffling these again in front of you, but at the same time, in the interest of time, I'd rather not. So I don't think I'm going to. We're just going to lay them in order. Again, with an overall energy of miracles. So clarifying in the area of love for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, you have a very Aquarius-like card. It is answered prayer. And so an Aquarius may be involved. A Taurus may be involved, although that could be your own energy too. And I say that because Aquarius's ruler is currently located in Taurus. A Scorpio may be involved. But more importantly, dreams coming true, wishes being granted, prayers being answered in the area of love. So something that you've been hoping for, something that you've been trying to manifest in that area specifically happening for you. Earth signs, you had the Empress, who is the planet of love and the goddess of love. So you are already doing well for yourself in that area. But further clarifying that, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, your card is sorrow. So again, the Empress is about recovery. So this would be something where there had been a sorrow. This is you getting better, and or a relationship getting better, improving. So it could be representative of a previous separation, and maybe again there's a reuniting or there's a meeting of a new person, and then we're going to leave the sorrow behind and we're moving toward the new. This is not about you being sad over the period of this 2 weeks. Okay, not with the Empress here. It's definitely, this is something we're leaving and we're moving to this. Except where your love life is being affected by one of those situations that I mentioned in a general sense, like tied to, your health or something like that. And you recently, getting beyond something, or maybe during the period of this 2 weeks, getting beyond some sort of health scare or actual illness and recovering. That could be what the sorrow is about. Again, possibly tied to, a feminine issue or condition. air signs. We had, there was something of our energy. Oh, the star. How could I forget? So that's like the star and the star, because this answered prayer is basically like the star, and it's like one sitting atop the other. So we had the star, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and ooh, moon tree. So moon tree, although it's a tree and it's very earthy, I guess the blue and the moon, which again is representative of water energy, and specifically Cancer in terms, if you're talking in terms of what the moon rules, if it's speaking in terms of the tarot, then specifically Pisces, and then of course Scorpio too. So I would say definitely we could be possibly involved with anybody, but there may be some like real soulmate or twin flame divine union type relationships between air signs and water signs, earth signs, and of the water. Maybe the earth is coming from Capricorn, the fact that Pluto is retrograde there. Of the water signs, I'm going to say Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in that order. And moon tree is about sacred marriage. The marriage, the sacred union and connection at the soul level, not necessarily, an earthly marriage, but at the soul level between two, divine beings, two divine souls. And then it's also about a union and marriage between heaven and earth. So it's a very beautiful card, and it's a very spiritual card, an intense sort of love. So again, that may be it's connected to something for which we've prayed in our love or romantic lives. Even if it was you praying to, move beyond a situation and to be recovered and to be better. Thinking of this cross energy again. It could be having prayed for the whole relationship to heal and to be better, and to come back together in a new way, and for you to experience a brand new path, sort of like a new adventure, like the Fool would allow us to do. And lastly, for the water signs, atop the Knight of Cups is a very watery card. It's healing sounds. So some of you may get to hear what it is you need to hear in order to move forward in a relationship, whether that is I'm sorry, if it's at all tied to something like this, I forgive you, could be I love you, whatever would please you, whatever would whatever phrases or words that hearing them would help you to heal some area or aspect of your life. That could be what you're hearing. Additionally, in a more literal sense, this can be about the need for meditation that can help you move into a place of surrender and allowing stuff to happen. So not feeling overwhelmed, not feeling necessarily completely swept off your feet and, like dizzy, like you having a little bit more control over bringing in what it is you want in your life and who it is you want, the kind of love you want, and something that's reciprocal and a match, made in heaven, so to speak. All right, let's do the butterflies now. If I use these again, then I'll shuffle them. And right now I'm just sticking the cards like in the middle so that they're not all together. Just sort of randomly like that. And do the same with these. In case we use them again. And let's see what the butterflies have to say about this period, beginning with divine being or couple, dietary change. That could be for the whole family. Again, Cancer connected to family, household. So maybe not just one person, but the whole family making some sort of dietary change, whether it's literal or it means, that you're cutting something else out of your life. Recent past. Gracefully aging. Somebody may have recently had a birthday, may have a birthday over this period. That is gracefully aging, but usually this is more about spiritual and emotional growth that you experience. And this is the recent past placement, but it can come like early during this period, and then by the end, it's the recent past. You know what I mean? Near future. Courage could be involving not only a fire sign, but a Leo. Major Arcana card Strength also showed up several times over in duplicate and everything all throughout the readings that I did over the weekend. A Leo or other fire sign may be directly involved, but if not, or more importantly, anything that you have to face in the near future, you may be faced with some sort of situation, scenario, and you're going to be able to overcome whatever it is and to deal with whatever it is, to handle whatever it is. You have the strength, the wherewithal to face whatever's coming to you. Masculine's higher self, realizations and epiphanies, figuring something out, right? Aha moments, major like, oh, now I know what I have to do, or now I get it. Blocks to individual or shared progress. Grief work. So again, maybe because somebody was ill, or there was, poor relations, there had been a falling out, so there was sadness, there was sorrow, and we just couldn't figure out how to get beyond that, or how to find the time to deal with it all, or focus on it all at once. But how can the feminine help herself with the block? Be true to you. So whatever that means. If you're sorry about a situation or relationship, do whatever you can in that situation or relationship that is best for you, or honestly what you want. So a lot of times we, even with regard to ourselves, not just for other people, we are not straight up about what it is we want. And because we know that things are supposed to go a certain way, relationships are supposed to be like this, and in the books they're like this, and on the movies they're like this. And so if I'm not getting that, then I don't want it. But in your heart, you really do still want it, or the person, or whatever. So stop the lying, because that's just causing you pain and hurt. If there's an opportunity for you to work something out, then be true to you. What the masculine can do to help himself, self-care. So similar, he's going to need to nurture himself and to choose what's best for him, what's right for him, what's truly in his heart to do in, situations, circumstances of all kinds and matters, whether, again, the relationship or some sort of scenario that he's involved in, living condition, whatever, job. Take care of you, do what's best for you. What the universe would have each archetype or both archetypes do to help themselves, and even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm, because we have free will, the universe is not going to force our hand, is healthcare change. Something overall that the universe wants us to do differently. And it can be, again, literal and tied to, again, perhaps dietary change, and can be tied to that illness or something that I was feeling. Maybe there's something that you can do, a more balanced diet, a more clean diet, a more organic diet, a more wholly organic diet, because there's levels to organic, more exercise in your diet, and different things like that. Your relationships, are they what you're feeding yourself that are toxic? Maybe eliminating some of those. Are you stressing yourself out, trying to do too many things at once and not being focused? Maybe there's a change needed there. Are you getting enough rest, enough sleep? That's important for a myriad of health reasons and concerns. So what's up with that? And all of those could be tied to healthcare change. And the outcome, leaving. Pretty straightforward. Leaving something behind to move toward something new or better. And I'm going to take another card on that, although I feel that sort of covers any possibilities. I'm in the mood to see what else. So yeah, again, leaving behind maybe an actual situation, taking the memories with you though, right? Taking those memories, the positive things, the lessons learned with you moving forward. And, okay, I'll just push the... Could very well be tied to religion and spirituality. Maybe you're leaving... I saw this, actually. Was it the general reading? I think it may have been the general reading. I'm not sure. The general all the love. But the hangman popped up a few times, and I talked about somebody changing like their religious views or getting rid of them, becoming more spiritual, maybe changing some sort of even spiritual belief, adding to it, expanding, ascending higher, something. So again, leaving stuff behind, moving on to something new that's better suited to you, and it's emotional and spiritual growth for you. I'm being really greedy. I'm going to stop. Yeah, retiring something. So ending something, again, leaving something and moving on to something else. Some of us may be literally retiring and changing not only things like healthcare, but careers. Retirement, I'm getting, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to work anymore at all, but changing careers. All right. These, oh, I should have done the same thing. If I use these again, I will quickly shuffle these too. But I'm just stuffing them like this. And should I do one more? I think I'm going to do one more. I like doing, again, I'm starting with Major Arcana card 12, the Hangman, but these I am going to mix up. I like doing more than one spread and live and shuffling them live or mixing up the cards live so that you can see that very naturally and very genuinely the same energies come forward over and over again, and maybe in different ways and in different placements, but to tell similar stories and to give us reassurance that the messages that we received, you know, have been correct. And you can watch as many of the spreads as I do, or as few of the videos if you don't want to watch them all, or, you know, take them in parts. I'm going to watch this spread today, and maybe I'll come back tomorrow and watch the other spread. I think, and I know that I have a number of viewers that agree, it's particularly helpful, again, and reassuring to get the messages more than once and to see them come out with your own eyes. Like, okay, I know that that's the message I was meant to receive. I was here or brought here to watch this reading for a particular reading, and it was so I could get that message, and I got it loud and clear because not only did I see it that one time, I saw it again, you know. Crowning the masculine this week, or for this period of the 2 weeks, we have another Five of Cups. Speaking of, you know, repetitive cards. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move forward, onward and upward. So recovering from some sort of difficulty in your life may be associated with your mother or your relationship with your mother, or something. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but, you know, just based on the other cards. And again, the energy of Cancer. Surrounding the masculine, the Four of Spring. So maybe having something to do with household, home, household, family. These are the things that Cancer rules, the fourth house. It's time to kick back and to relax and to celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, and a very happy home life. And the masculine subconscious, the Six of Autumn, Six of Pentacles. Your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, or to receive a grant or scholarship. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money to reputable charities. If you get some sort of abundance that can be shared, even again, if it's in the way that you're able to now, I got educated, right? And so now I'm able to share that education. I'm able to volunteer my time and teach some other people or some children or something what I've learned. Then that I got this, you know, this money came in. I need to make a donation to my favorite organization. You know, right now, Black Lives Matter is very popular, or the bail, you know, some sort of bail project to help people who are protesting to try to make the world a different and better place. your favorite, something that nurtures your soul. Your advisor, counselor, some sort of support. So again, someone or something that feeds your soul or that you feel resonant with, you should share in some capacity. The elections, you got your favorite candidate or you got somebody that you want to win. I sent money to both Democratic candidates in Kentucky. I live far from Kentucky, but initially, the female, she was ahead in the primary, and so I sent her money. And then the underdog came up and passed her, the male, but he didn't have as much money. So for my little part to help to level the playing field, I sent him some. My concern is getting rid of that Mitch McConnell that's there in Kentucky, and some of you may like him, and that's your choice. My choice is that I don't, and so I'm donating towards something that I feel is going to or will nurture my life, better my life, if I can affect part of the change. And so you definitely, if that happens to you, you recover. Could be some sort of financial recovery or something happening with a home that goes better. Well, there's a recovery, some sort of win. Then you pay that back, essentially, pay it forward towards somebody else's win in the future. Crowning the feminine. The Four of Autumn. Be cautious about living a life of extremes or seeing things in black and white terms. Consider, for example, whether you're spending too much versus hoarding your wealth, or giving too much emotionally versus building up walls that keep people out. The Four of Pentacles for me can go a lot deeper than that and be more so about that job. They don't have the same ideologies as you. They don't have the same morality as you. Like people say a lot of this stuff is about politics, and I tend to disagree and say, no, it's about humanity. It's about civil rights. It's about human rights, So I disagree that it's politics, but if it's, again, somebody wants to have a political view or something, maybe the place where you work, they don't have the same ideals, and you can't even stomach anymore to work there, to be there around those people. But at the same time, you're like, well, I'll just go ahead and stay though, because at least I get a paycheck every week. That's not, if you're unhappy, that's not the way to live. If there's something about it that can be done, right? If there's a possibility, not for an opportunity to work somewhere else. And the same goes for relationships. We're not getting along. We haven't spoken with, neither one of us is interested, but at least we split the rent. I can't stand to look at him or her, but at least they help me with the water bill. That's not life, And so when the Four of Pentacles comes up, for me, it's time to face those sort of issues. Feminine surrounded by the King of Fire, King of Wands. He is motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be Jupiter himself, retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. Could be Mars himself, entering Aries this week, especially with this fire mirroring fire. Could be a representation of the divine masculine, and maybe something you need to leave behind or let go of in regard to your relationships. Feminine subconscious. You got a 6 too. We have the 6 of Pentacles here for the masculine and the 6 of Winter or Swords for the feminine. The challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let the past go, see? And embrace the happier times ahead. Let go of that thing that you're holding on to, which is essentially representation of hell, right? That makes you unhappy, so that you have room in your life for heaven and move forward. Calmer, stiller waters, things beginning to go your way, maybe even some travel. If it's not physical travel and movement, then it's metaphoric movement, progress forward in your life. Crowning, the 8 of Summer, leaving something behind for something better that's ahead of you. You feel that there's more to life than what you're living, so it's time to move on. You may be moving from a situation that isn't good for you, Or perhaps you're being drawn to what would make you happy. Either way, you are in control. You're the leader. You're in charge. You're the authority. You are in a position to take action and to be aggressive about it in your pursuit of what will make you happy. What about those things about which you're passionate. At the root of foundation, it is Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer, which is the Fool. Remember, I talked about how many times the Fool has shown up this weekend in my readings. And again, it's about a brand new path. You are starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. So there's a need to believe in yourself. There's a need to believe in the universe, to believe in the power of manifestation, and take a chance, take a risk on you. At the heart of the matter, Major Arcana card 14, balance or temperance. So more fire. There's just fire going through the middle here. Represents the sign of Sagittarius, most directly. By merging varying points of view, you can generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. Temperance can be about like blending black and white. So again, globally, it can be about these race relations continuing to improve and to be better. We can figure out how, despite our differences, we can, be harmonious together. How can we go about doing that? It's about recovery. It's about where you felt that you were lacking or something was missing or something had been lost or taken from you. It is returned. It is restored. The universe, Jupiter, in fact, helping you to become whole again. And it can be for you as an individual, or it can be in your relationships, bringing two things together where there was, fallouts, disagreements and things like that. Figuring out a way how, despite those disagreements, we can get past that and we can move forward together one way or another. Figure out exactly how we can be happy. We're still interested in being happy together. How can you exist and I exist, either separately or together, and both of us be happy? Let's figure that out. And that's what this is about. But again, it's also about some recovery and restoration. So for some, it maybe still be tied to health matters, or some, like I said, that maybe there had been financial loss or difficulty or something going on with the home or household, specifically for the masculine, or more so for the masculine here. And that turns around too. There's a recovery, there's a restoration of what was lost, what was lacking. That gap gets filled in somehow. Maybe over the next 2 weeks, speaking of the Senate, they'll go ahead and sign that HEROES bill that the Congress put out, and that will help to restore some people. Maybe some of you got small businesses, or you need another stimulus check. You need your first stimulus check, right? Some people never even got it. I think the whole island of Puerto Rico hadn't gotten it. The native reservations hadn't gotten it. What they were supposed to get. So it could be things like that as well. And further, for everybody, we have advice cards. Something is going on with finances for somebody, but again, there's improvement, there's recovery, there's restoration. Healing from the past. So whatever happened in the past that caused this loss, this feeling of lack, that is being healed and holed. I like to call temperance a card of healing and holding. And maybe a relationship dynamic may change. It could be your relationship with money or with finances, going from one where you, again, were lacking to one where things are better. Perhaps through some sort of motivation for you to start your own business or change your career or take some sort of action in new career. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Take some sort of action on your own behalf. I lied. I'm going to do one more. Right, on your own behalf. Self-care. Okay, now that's it. we ended up with self-care on top. With the Universal Love Oracle, opened right up to that Healing Sounds card again. So maybe a few of us will get to hear what we need in order to make things better. Again, maybe involving Pisces or other water sign, earth signs. Our dreams coming true, our wishes being granted, our prayers being answered, communication also happening in our dreams, whether we're asleep or we're awake, we're daydreaming. This could be communication signs, synchronicities, intuition having been increased, psychic awareness having been increased, opportunity to go to the, move on to the next phase of our lives through the gateway. If you're willing to not only take this guidance that is infinitely afforded to you and available to you, but to surrender to it. That's what the moon is about. And one more. Again, a lot of us having some sort of improvement in the area of sacred union. Maybe the relationship of your dreams, or the way you dreamed of it coming together, the person of your dreams, whatever, or that divine partner maybe again communicating with you through dreams, visions. And the Ascended Master deck. Clear and shield your energy. And that's clearing it of those negative emotions we talked about. Take charge of the situation. Very King of Fire, Emperor. You may have to initiate something or lead. Be the change. Crystals. Working with crystals. Pretty straightforward on that one. And focus upon your strengths. Don't worry about what you feel you're not good at. Don't even put that out into the universe. Focus upon your strengths and put your best foot forward in whatever it is you're doing. Last deck. Beginning again with Cloak of Wisdom. The Shekinah, Sacred Self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts and dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Bridget, this is another very fiery Leo kind of energy for me, representative of strength, inner strength specifically here. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Right, you take the lead. You initiate. You clear your mind and focus on what it is you want. And you have the power of manifestation. Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. For some, again, that could be literal. Something weighing on your chest. Some sort of health issue involving the chest. Feeling like you can't breathe. Like something's on you. And for some, it is more literal and about communication. Light activation. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Increased intuition, psychic awareness. Messages coming through in dreams, awakened states, visions, syncs, signs, and faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others, and see the light in the world. And it's here, opposite light activation. I think this can mean something, more collectively, globally even, over this next 2 weeks, like an ascension period for the planet. I've lived through and witnessed a couple of those already, like 2012, 2015, where there was just like mass awakenings and ascension. Is that the last deck? Yeah, that's the last one for the advice. Okay. So from the Keepers of the Light Oracle to the masculine, Archangel Michael, trusting heaven, You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Feminine. Mary Magdalene. Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. Was I just talking about somebody maybe perhaps you learn something, you got to teach somebody else now. And that's a way to repay the assistance that was and the blessing that was shown to you. Ascended Masters. To the masculine, the power of joy. The universe wants you to be happy. What is it that you have to do to be happy? For some of you, it could be tied to your sexuality. And again, a need to stop letting society dictate to you how you live your life. With this rainbow here in my tria. I mean, it is Pride Month. For some of you, it's connected to that, I would say. As I mentioned earlier, we are all guided to follow our hearts. And especially the feminine is guided to do that by Saint Francis here. To the masculine, emergence. Somebody's coming forth, coming out, possibly. Rising from the ashes where you were down, you felt out, but you're not. Again, there's recovery, there's restoration, making a comeback. Feminine, birth. Okay, something going on with the female reproductive system, maybe even actual birth, fertility, pregnancy. A need to, again, maybe get to the doctor, but also new things starting in your life. If it has nothing to do with, fertility in the physical sense, it's about you being fertile with ideas and energies for newness and fresh starts. From the butterflies to the masculine. You are stronger than you know. So it's another one of these cards of strength, and perhaps again maybe tied to fire signs and the energy of Leo. For the feminine, keep the faith, because you are in a process of manifesting, so you need to think positively. Masculine, the Six of Water or Cups, memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children and romanticizing the past. So again, you could be the child, you could be the parent, you could be even the mother, even though this is the masculine side. There may be something going on, situations involving family. The Six of Cups can be about soulmate relationships too, exes returning, all of these things. But maybe also leaving something in the past and moving on, keeping the memories and the good and the lessons and all that, but moving forward with your life, not getting stuck in the past. Very important when the Six of Cups shows up. For the feminine, Major Arcana card 8, Justice. This is about the fourth or fifth 8, I think, that we've seen. And I started to mention earlier, and I guess I just got distracted myself, and I didn't. But I think for some of us, something is happening specifically in August. So whatever's going on now, and like I said, it's not going to change overnight, but in August, something will have changed in whatever situation it is you're dealing with in a major way. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Maybe a Libra or other air sign may be specifically connected to that. Okay, here we go. And lastly, the Three of Autumn, which is another card from the readings I did earlier in the week. Your most satisfying and profitable career, relationship, whatever situation, comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. This may involve some sort of party of three, maybe somebody you met at work, or through work. And maybe more importantly, the Three of Pentacles for me is about abundance that is earned. So it's still something positive coming to you. And even if there is a three-way situation, people are happy right now, or maybe they're going to make themselves more happy by moving into a two-party situation. And The feminine's going to end on a 3 as well. Major Arcana card 12, Awakening, or the Hangman, the card with which we started from a different deck, right? We started with the Hangman from another deck. Look at things in a different way and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. Again, it's not going to be overnight, but really, really awesome things coming for everyone. I hope you guys have enjoyed this moon reading. I'll be back with some other stuff very soon. If you did like the reading, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. And if you don't mind sharing, I appreciate that too. Sharing is caring, as they say. If you don't mind commenting, I thank you for that. According to YouTube these days, most recently, that's what's necessary. They're always changing the game up and the story, but whatever. That's what they say we need. Anyway, I thank you for any and all that you do. Namaste.